Jayam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parvajakacharya Astar Sata Sri Srimada's Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai Anantakoti Vaishnavrinda Ki Jai ISKCON Founder Acharya Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai Gaur Premananda. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to Sri Sri Guru and Gauranga. Glories to Srila Prabhupada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 19, The Appearance of Shukadeva Goswami. Text 11. Anye cha devarshi brahmarshi varya rajarshi Varya Arunadayas Cha Nanarsheya Pravaran Sametan Abhyarcha Raja Shirasa Vavande Anye che devarshi brahmarshi varya Rajarshi varya arunadayanasche Cha Nanarshaya pravaran sametan Abhyarcha Raja Shirasa Vavande Anye Chede Varshi Brahmarshi Varya Rajarshi Varya Arunadayascha Nanarshaya Pravaran Sametan Abhyarcha Raja Shirasa Vavande Anye Chede Varshi Brahmarshi Varya Rajarshi Varya Arunadayascha Nanarshaya Pravaran Sametan Abhyarcha Raja Shirasa Vavande Abhyarcha Raja Shirasa Vavande Sabhavande. Vaishnavis. Anye Chedevai Shibamar Shivarya. Radar Shivarya Saranavayascha. Nanarshaya Pramaran Saitan. Anye Chedevai Shibamar Shivarya. Radar Shivarya Ranadayascha. Nanarshaya Pravaran Sametan. Amyacha Raja Shirasavavande. Anye, many others. Ja, also. Devarshi, saintly demigods. Brahmarshi, saintly brahmanas. Varyaha, topmost. Rajarshi Varyaha, topmost saintly kings. Aruna Adayaha, a special rank of Rajarshis. Cha, and Nana, many others. Arshaya Pravaran, chief amongst the dynasties of the sages. Sametan, assembled together. Abhyarcha, by worshipping. Raja, the emperor. Shirasa, bowed his head to the ground. Vavande, welcomed. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Translation. There were also many other saintly demigods, kings, and special royal orders called Arunadayas, a special rank of Rajarshis, from different dynasties of sages. When they all assembled together to meet the emperor, Parikshit, he received them properly and bowed his head to the ground. Purport. The system of bowing the head to the ground to show respect to superiors is an excellent etiquette which obliges the honored guests deep into the heart. Even the first-grade offender is excused simply by this process, and Maharaj Parikshit, although honored by all the rishis and kings, welcomed all the big men in that humble etiquette in order to be excused from any offenses. Generally, at the last stage of one's life, this humble method is adopted by every sensible man in order to be excused before departure. In this way, Maharaj Parikshit implored everyone's goodwill for going back home, back to Godhead. Om Jnana Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada mentions in this purport etiquette and indicates that etiquette, Vaishnav etiquette, is very important in helping us along our path back home, back to Godhead. So, every morning after Mangal Arati, we offer our humble obeisances to each other. Vancha kalpa tarubhyascha kripa sindhubhyevacha pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. And we are offering respect not simply to the soul within the body, but also to the super soul or the Paramatma. Because we each have our presence inside our body. You know, the soul that I am is inside this body, looking out, has its perspective. Soul in your body, looking out with its perspective. But within all the bodies, there is the super soul, Ishvara Sarvabhutanam, Hridesh Arjuna Tishtate. The Lord explains in Bhagavad Gita, Sarvasya Chaham Hridisani Vishto. So, we are offering respects to the Lord who is present within the hearts of all living things. So this concept of etiquette in the practice of bhakti yoga is sometimes called Maryada. So Maryada means boundaries. It's like in the 5th canto of the Srimad Bhagavatam, there's some description of Jambudvip. It's divided into different varshas or regions. And the divisions are marked by mountains. So they are called Maryada Girya, the boundary mountains, or Varsha Maryada, the boundaries of the Varshas. So, in the practice of devotional service, we also have boundaries, Maryada. And those boundaries can be in the form of rules and regulations that are directly stated in the Vedas, or they may be social customs that have been long established in the society of devotees. So those are our boundaries. And to transgress those boundaries is called Maryada Vyatikrama. Krama means to step. Vyati means to step beyond. So we don't want to step beyond the boundaries of devotional service. In the Chaitanya Charitamrita and the Adi Lila, I think it's 6th chapter, it's about Advaita Acharya. He's described as observing the Dharma Maryada, which Srila Prabhupada translates into English as the principles of etiquette in the practice of true religion or Dharma. So that word etiquette is applied there to this Dharma Maryada, the boundaries of Dharma. So if one follows and observes, or rather observes, these boundaries. One is free of offense, but if one transgresses these boundaries, then one is committing some offense. And that can obstruct our progress on the path of devotional service. So, Lord Chaitanya was very respectful of these principles of etiquette. And this is evident in many of his pastimes. I was reading one recently. Sanatana Goswami, one of the 6 Goswamis, one of the chief associates of Lord Chaitanya, was in Vrindavan, Mathura, and he decided to go from Vrindavan to Jagannath Puri because he wanted to see Lord Chaitanya. So he went, and he was coming from Vrindavan, going east along the Ganges, and then to go down to Jagannath Puri, he had to cross the Jharikanda forest, where Lord Chaitanya had gone, right up there. And I once took a train ride through that Jharikanda forest on the way to Jagannath Puri. It's a very interesting place. But you can still see it there today. So Sanatana Goswami was walking through that place. He was drinking the water from the rivers or the streams, and he got sick. And his body became covered with sores that were oozing pus. So he thought, this is the result of all my offenses, and the only cure for me now, things just weren't getting better, it was just getting worse. So he thought, I'll go to Jagannath Puri, I'll get a glimpse of Lord Chaitanya, and then I'll just throw myself under the wheels of the Jagannath cart at Ratha Yatra and leave my body. So he went to Jagannath Puri with that intention and came to the attention of Lord Chaitanya. So Lord Chaitanya told him, no, you can't commit suicide. You think it's your body. You can do anything you want with it, but it's my body. It's my instrument, and I have some plans for it. I want you to go back to Vrindavan, and you excavate the sacred places. You write books about the principles of devotional service, the practice of bhakti yoga. So I have plans, so you don't do that. So Lord Chaitanya made an arrangement for Sanatana Goswami to stay with Haridas Thakur in Puri. And he did, but once Lord Chaitanya was at a garden in a place called Yameshwar, and he invited Sanatana Goswami to come there and take lunch with him. So Sanatana Goswami was walking from his place to go to this Yameshwar garden to meet Lord Chaitanya. And he had a choice of how to go. He could go on the road in front of the Singadwara, the entrance to the Jagannath Puri temple. But he decided, no, I can't do that. I'm all covered with sores. I've been in the service of the Muslims. I'm not in a very pure state. If I went by that gate, then the pujaris, the priests entering the temple would see me. They'd become contaminated just by seeing me. So I'll go around the back along the beach. But this was in May or June, which are the hottest months in India. And the sand was blazing hot. And of course, Sanatana Goswami was not wearing tennis shoes or anything like Birkenstocks. He was like all the Goswamis. He was wearing no shoes, barefoot. So his feet were burning and becoming blistered on the hot sand. But he arrived at the gardens, met Lord Chaitanya, and Lord Chaitanya asked, "Oh, how did you come?" And he said, "Well, I came around by the beach." And Lord Chaitanya appreciated his explanation. He said, "It's nice that you're observing this humble etiquette." So he said, Maryada Palana Hoya Sadhura Bhushana, that observing the proper etiquette is the decoration, it's the jewel that decorates the Vaishnava, the sadhu. So he very much appreciated the humility and observance of etiquette by Sanatana Goswami. And then he wanted to embrace him. And Sanatana Goswami tried to avoid it, but Lord Chaitanya embraced him. And Sanatana Goswami said, "Now I've created a great offense. I've contaminated. I'm so contaminated. I've got this pus coming out of these sores on my body. What am I going to do?" So Lord Chaitanya explained, "No, for me, your body is like nectar. It's transcendental." And he was speaking to Sanatana and Haridas, who were both there. And he said, even if you think it's material, still as a sannyasi, I'm not supposed to make any distinction between good and bad, ugly or beautiful. It's, as a sannyasi, I'm not supposed to do that. So from either point of view, I'm doing the correct thing. But really, he explained to Haridas and Sanatan, I see you like my little boys, my little children. And just like the mother, she's not disturbed, the child is passing stool or urine, she's very happy to clean it up. Doesn't, so I see it like that, Lord Chaitanya said. And he even went a little bit deeper and said, well, as far as I'm concerned, Krishna has made these sores and sent Sanatana Goswami to test me. And if I hadn't embraced him, then I would have been in the wrong position. So Sanatan then went to see another devotee named Jagadananda Pandit, and he explained his whole situation. Lord Chaitanya is, I really can't stand this whole situation. I'm oozing sores all over, have oozing sores all over my body. Lord Chaitanya wants to embrace me. I want to go back to Vrindavan. And Jagadananda said, yes, that would be best for you. Just right after Rath Yatra, you go back to Vrindavan. So the next time Sanatana Goswami saw Lord Chaitanya, he said, I'm going to go back to Vrindavan very soon. And I've consulted with Jagadananda Pandit, and he agrees. And Lord Chaitanya said, Jagadananda Pandit, he's just a boy. He doesn't know anything. You're a senior, great, learned Vaishnav scholar. It's not his place to advise you. So, Lord Chaitanya accused Jagadananda Pandit of Maryada Vyatikrama, for transgressing the etiquette that the junior person shouldn't instruct the senior person. So, Lord Chaitanya was very attentive to this principle of proper etiquette. But in the end, Lord Chaitanya persuaded Sanatan to stay. He said, stay a year, and then I'll send you back to Vrindavan. So Sanatana Goswami agreed to do that. All the sores disappeared from his body. He was glowing with golden hue. And he remained for a year in Jagannath Puri with Lord Chaitanya, and then he returned to Vrindavan and carried out his mission. So in general, but there was another element to this account, that when Lord Chaitanya was chastising Jagadananda Pandit and saying, oh, you're an offender, you're instructing the senior, Sanatan said, why are you giving Jagadananda Pandit all this mercy? He's so fortunate. Because, you're giving him the nectar of these affectionate dealings that transgress all these boundaries. You're expressing yourself freely to him. You're letting your emotions out on him. And me, you're making me drink the bitter juice of these Maryada bounds and rules and regulations. And Lord Chaitanya explained to him, no, it's not that I don't like you. I mean, he really is offending, and you really are doing the right thing. It's not that I'm trying to deny you anything. And he explained to Sanatana Goswami that love and affection can be expressed in different ways to different personalities according to their situation. So I also have love and affection for you. But this indicates, of course, these dealings are on a very high level of devotional service. And there can be times on that high level of devotional service when the normal etiquettes can be transgressed by those who are on that higher platform. And there are many examples given, but just to stick within Lord Chaitanya's pastimes in Jagannath Puri, after the cleansing of the Gundicha temple, it was time for Lord Jagannath to reappear. He'd been in isolation for 14 days, just like the deities here. Before Ratha Yatra, Lord Jagannath, Baladev, and Subhadra, they go into isolation for 14 days. The devotees don't see them. And then they come. And it's said at that time when they first re-entered the temple, Lord Chaitanya and his principal associates rushed into the temple, and not only they came to the temple, but they went into the Bhoga Mandapa, which is the place where Bhoga, the offerings of food, are made to the deity. You could say it's like the altar room. And we see, that when the Bhoga, when the offerings are made to the deities, nobody goes in. The pujaris leave so that the Lord can enjoy the prasad, the Bhoga. But at that time, Lord Chaitanya's associates, all the devotees, just went right into the room, the Bhoga Mandapa, because they were so eager to see the Lord after that long absence. Now in its purport, Srila Prabhupada explains that for neophyte devotees, and we're all neophytes, it's important not to become too familiar or too close to the deity. One has to retain this air of awe and reverence towards the deity, and a great acharya like Srila Prabhupada. One has to be very careful to observe the proper etiquettes. So I'll stop there. I went a little bit over time, so I'm sorry. We'll stop this. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.